Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Finding a job in 2025 is one of the worst and most difficult things you have to go through the job market process. Because they ain't trying to hire nobody. They'll say, oh, we are hiring and stuff like that. But bruh, they're only selecting the people that's fit for that position or some old ass person. Like, you can just submit your application online and shit. Then you get the email back saying if it corresponds to their requirements, a member of the recruitment team will contact you. Then you'll hear something back within the same day or a couple of days later saying, we have received your application, but we have decided to pursue other candidates. Or in that same email, it says, oh, we found another candidate that's suitable for the role. And I'm just like, what the fuck, man? It's just like, bro, we're cooked. Like, you have to know someone through a friend, a family member, or through management to get a job. That's why it's so important to really just keep a job in this economy, I'm telling you. Like, I know you want to quit that job, trust me. But if you want to quit that job, you better have at least a plan or something, or you're doing something on the side that's making you good money. Also, one more thing, the interview process as well. When you go to that job for that interview, they're going to ask you dumb questions like, what makes you want to work at this particular job? And it's just like, bruh, I need the job to pay bills. I just need to maintain and survive. Then you go through the job interview process, and then they'll tell you, oh, well, we got other candidates lined up, but we'll let you know when you get the job or whatever. And you don't hear from their ass again. No call, no update, etc. It's like a person leaving you on red and going ghost. That's literally how it's like. And I've probably been ghosted for like 5 to 10 years now by these jobs. But all I gotta say is, bro, keep that job, man. If you're trying to find a job, don't give up. You'll get the job that you want. But also as well, y'all go join the Discord in my bio, pronto.
It is extremely hard to find a job right now. That's why you have to be careful which job you leave on good terms. You can always just call up the boss, the old boss, and let, hey, do y'all have any openings? Because, a brother need a job real quick. I've been looking for a job since like the end of last year. And of course I didn't have like much luck. So of course, sometimes I probably have to do a little bit of Uber, a little bit of DoorDash just to get some money in my pocket. But finding a job, a real job, is literally hard to do right now. I don't care about going back to a 9-to-5 because my life has changed over the course of months. So I got to do what I got to do. I got to handle my responsibilities. My dreams will never die. But I need somebody to either call me back, or when I call y'all, can y'all pick up the phone? And then when I send an email, can you at least send me a follow-up letting me know why I didn't get the position, or at least the position has been filled or something? Like, be considerate. Like, come on now. Like, I'm looking for a job. Y'all need people because, of course, on Indeed, it says we are looking for people to hire. So if you're looking for people to hire, but you're not hiring nobody, or you're not calling nobody, or you're not picking up the phone, why do you have that application up? Like, what's the point of having an opening if you're not going to at least give somebody an introduction interview? Like, what's going on? Let me know. Am I the only one struggling to find a job right now?
I think the job market in 2025 is all teaching us a little something. You can be as qualified as can be. You can meet the criteria of the job that you are applying for, but you may not get it because you don't know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. Maybe coming down to who you know, and who that person knows, and then who that person knows, and then who that person knows. Just to get your big toe in the door. Let me say this: God can do the impossible, even in this crazy job market.
How you doing, TikTok? This is Jay, from Rochester, New York, 585. I wanted to be sure I made this video today because I know there's a lot of people on here that could potentially relate to what I'm about to deliver today in this message. If you have a job, do not quit. Stay with your job. I'm telling you, the job market right now is so difficult where it's very hard to get a job. Mind you, this is a person speaking on 4 to 5 years of a career in sales, 4 to 5 years of finance experience, also customer service, money management, things of that nature. I also have an associate's degree in clinical psychology, my own reliable transportation. I moved 15 hours to Atlanta. I applied to over 100 jobs in Atlanta, 100 jobs in Rochester, New York, through LinkedIn, Indeed, company websites, calling, following up, going into dealerships, just asking for an opportunity. Can I speak with a finance manager? Can I speak with a sales manager just for a possible opportunity? If you have a job right now, do not quit. I tried to explain to my mother and my father that right now is nowhere near like it was back then. I promise you, it's way harder. I am a 2020 COVID graduate. If anyone can relate to me, you graduated high school, you were thrown into the real world, and you just had to find a way. I know there's a lot of people out here that can relate to my situation and my problem right now. Listen, I'm doing my social media, I'm doing my content thing, and this is not taking off right now. I know it will. Give me about 6 months to a year. I know I will be known and I will be famous and I will have a household name for myself. But for the time being, bills are still coming. Everything is still processing. If you have a job, do not quit, because this job market is not good. If anyone knows anything that is hiring throughout the Atlanta area, throughout anywhere, I have no problem applying, things of that nature. Let me know. I am very motivated. I am very outgoing. I have an extrovert personality, family oriented. As you can see, I just left an interview to be a mortgage loan estimator or mortgage loan originator. Let me correct myself. And it's just as if, like, you know, if they are hiring, you're going on 2 to 3 interviews. If they are hiring, the start dates aren't for about a month or 2 out. If they are hiring, they have to go about 50 different candidates. They have to go through these people. If you have bills, you know. Bills don't stop for no one. Everything's getting more expensive. Everything's becoming more increased. People got to work. There's a lot of people sitting at home right now with talent that are not able to get a job. I have no criminal background history. I have a clean record as far as anything. I have my Maryland vehicle sales license as well. I am certified on multiple different vehicle brands, and I'm open to being a leasing consultant for apartments. I'm open to real estate. I'm open to all things of different nature. I'm very outgoing. I've been on billboards, commercials, all things. If anyone can help with this problem, I know there's many people in my situation. Drop something in the comments, please and thank you.
Listen, word of advice from an employed person: don't quit a job. I know everybody up here telling you to quit that job. If it's stressing you out, you know you need mental health days. I get it. Don't quit a job, right? I get it. I wake up every morning, every 5 a.m. sharp. I'm like, damn, I can't do this shit for another 4 years, and I ain't. I trust me, I'm not. But guess what? I'm gonna do this shit for the time being, because what the fuck else we gonna do unless y'all ready to collectively overthrow the government, collectively stop paying rent and bills, all this shit? Don't quit that job unless you got another job waiting on you. I know you hate working for them folks. I know they ain't trying to pay you what you worth. I know you went to school for all them years. I'm here with you. You got degrees after degree after degree just for you to get in the job market and shit be trash. And you got all these student loans that you got to pay off, and they try to pay you minimum wage. I know you. I feel you. But guess what? What the fuck can we do for real? And one more thing. Don't let them folks belittle you for the job that you work, career, whatever. Because at the end of the day, them folks ain't going to pay your bills. Look over to the left. Ask them, are you going to pay my bills for you? They're going to tell you no. Don't let them make you feel bad about the job you work, because you paying your bills. You feel me? And also, financial stability is not entrepreneurship. Remember that.
12 million people are looking for jobs every single month. 1 out of 5 people that were looking for jobs last year are still looking. And the average job search is now taking longer than 6 months. Those are the official numbers. So A, you're not alone. B, there are a lot of people in the trenches with you. C, can we find a way to get you out? Okay. Number 1, you have to follow up on every single application. I talk about this all the time because over 75% of resumes never make it past the ATS. The ATS is the applicant tracking system. I jokingly call it the black hole because that's what it is. But essentially, your resume goes there to die. So if you don't flag it and let someone know that you applied for the role, they're never going to know that you even exist. So go on LinkedIn, find the job poster. If you can't find the job poster, search for someone that's a recruiter, works in talent acquisition, or is a sourcer. Those are the most popular titles. You can also find someone on the designated team that you want to apply to. So if you want to apply for a product job, you need to find people on the products team, okay? The second thing is you're probably still applying for jobs nights and weekends when you have free time, but that's not when people are looking. You can prep your application the night before, but make sure you send that thing first thing in the morning, okay? That is when people are checking their inboxes, and you're going to increase the likelihood that your application actually gets seen. This goes without saying, but you need to be looking for referrals at all costs. This is also why you want to follow up on every single thing, because you're expanding your network as you are working through this process. The only other thing that I would say is please don't lose hope. I know everyone's job search is taking a lot longer than it was, let's say, 5 or 6 years ago, because that's where we are right now. So look into gigs. You know, if you have to do something short term, a contract, consulting, freelancing, whatever, just to make ends meet, that is totally fine. You will find something again. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
So I'm gonna tell y'all why a lot of y'all are not getting hired or can't find no job. For one, y'all ain't got no skill. Get a skill set. Them days of going to the warehouse slinging boxes or going to a register and pushing buttons, those days are over. I'm telling you. Develop a skill set. Either learn a trade, plumbing, HVAC, electricians, or for me personally, my skill sets are investing and trading, sales, and I'm really good with the human body. So those three things I can always have a job with because nobody can ever take those skill sets away from me. So get a skill set, learn a skill set, YouTube classes, go back to school, whatever. For two, y'all resumes are all over the place. You should have, y'all are using the same resume for 1,000 different jobs. You should have 6 or 7 resumes for each job description that you are applying for. And then make sure to have the keywords.
So I've been unemployed since January. I start work tomorrow. And tell me why I don't want to go. I don't know if I'm experiencing like a nervous work energy type shit. But like I really don't, I don't know, something's like, I don't even want to go no more. But I'm going to take my black ass in there. I'm thankful for having a job because I was complaining about not having one for a while. So finally got one. So we're going to take my ass in there. Hopefully it goes well. But I really do hate being a new person, bro. Having to do all the introductions and learning my coworkers and all that shit. All that shit is so ass, bro. Having to learn the systems and everything. So hopefully my branch manager is thorough and is patient with me. I had to tell them niggas I was outgoing. I'm not that outgoing. If you see me on this app, you probably think I'm outgoing. No, I'm not. Like, I'm really not.
Liberals, you were right. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I didn't listen. I'm really starting to regret voting for Trump. Just everything that's going on right now, the financial tension with China, the global instability, the media chaos, the way that Trump's handling things. I mean, look at the stock market, the volatility, the way he talks, the backlash, the drama. My God, I'm starting to think we made a mistake putting him back in. I get it. Maybe you liberals had a point. We needed more stability, more compassion, more... Just kidding. You guys couldn't really think that that was true. This is exactly what we voted for. This is exactly what we wanted. Shake things up. Call out corruption. Put America first. It's gonna get bumpy for a little while, y'all, but we're literally undoing 4 years of absolute hell. Trump is doing what needs to be done. The market is already rebounding. The whole world is trying to come to the negotiating table. Things are getting better. Confidence in our country is coming back, and this man is who we need in office. This man does not back down. So no, I actually don't regret a damn thing. Keep it going, Donald Trump. Let it burn and build it back better. What do you say? Let me know in the comments and repost if you agree.
Yeah, I voted for Trump, but he said that gas prices are less than $2.99 a gallon. I'm here at Wawa, and I just paid $3.69 a gallon. I don't know about anybody else, but I think Florida is like the ugly duckling of the states in the United States because we just get shit. Like, this state sucks. There's no break here.
I would say the biggest buyer's remorse is happening with Latino supporters. What I saw this last election, for example, Latino male voters voted for me and for Donald Trump. I think because he and I had some alignment when it comes to border policy. I've been able to hold that support, and a lot of these Latino male voters are saying to me, this is not what we voted for. We wanted border security. We did want deportations of bad people, gangbangers, things of that nature. But we didn't want, the mom to be deported from their child, right? And so that's where largely the buyer,
or even the mom and the citizen child together, because the administration says, well, we're going to keep them together. Yeah. That's a mom's choice.
Exactly. And the other area, by the way, is business. A lot of businessmen and women are concerned about the economy. We are a border state. We're a richer state because of border trade. And some of the decisions the president has made is costing us jobs already.
Hispanic, and I vote for Mr. Trump. We vote for Mr. Trump. Yes, Mr. Trump, we love you.
A few moments later.
Beyond betrayed,
they used us. They actually, during the campaign, and I don't want to make this political, but during the campaign, the elected officials from the Republican Party, they actually told us that it was not going to touch the documented people.
I'm going to say it, and it needs to be said. I'm a diehard Republican and a Trump supporter, and I voted for him. With that said, the hypocrisy the Republican Party is showing is appalling at best. I would have never voted for what has happened in the past 5 weeks. I didn't vote for Elon Musk. I didn't vote for the president of Ukraine to get ousted. And I didn't vote for half of America to get laid off. Yeah, I understand bringing jobs back to America, but now the job market is completely flooded because of how this was implemented. Yeah, I understand tariffs, but now they're just being passed down to the recently unemployed. Because yes, I am one of those innocent bystanders that got laid off due to foreign aid, and my heart is now broken. I feel completely betrayed by this administration. Trump needs to do better. Him and his whole crew. This is insulting and completely embarrassing. The entire country is embarrassing right now.
I was a dumbass, voted for Trump. It was the worst decision I ever made.
I've seen the light, and I got out of MAGA. A lot of us there have seen the light. We have deep regrets.
I feel guilty because I voted for Trump twice. I feel very guilty because I feel responsible. That's why he's still running.
I was with Trump for 9 straight years. I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed in Trump right now. I'm no longer rocking with Trump.
I used to be a MAGA Republican, and now I've turned blue. And it makes me emotional to know that I ever fucking stood by idly and blind and let that shit happen.
Because I know that I have been a Trump supporter, and I can no longer say that I am MAGA. And
I regret my vote for Trump.
I voted for Trump. I'm done. I don't have any more resilience in me.
Don't listen to the Democrats. I promise you, not a single Republican is regretting voting for Donald Trump. I've been seeing this weird rhetoric all over my For You page over the past couple of weeks because I think that like a lot of you guys are starting to watch Candace Owens and her podcast recently, and she's been very much critiquing Donald Trump and what his administration has been doing. So now there's this weird narrative that's being pushed that everybody who is MAGA is now against Donald Trump and people are regretting voting for him. No, we don't. 100,000 fucking 52%. We do not regret voting for Donald Trump. And I don't know a single person who does. I fucking guarantee I would put all my money on the line right now that if we would go back to November, Candace Owens and every single person who voted for Donald Trump in the previous election would still vote for him again, even if they're critiquing him. Because normal people will critique their party regardless if they voted for them or not. Because no person is going to be 100% aligned with anything that their party does. And of course, all of these liberal TikTok creators and content creators as a whole are pushing this narrative that now Donald Trump is being ousted by his party and all these people are regretting voting for him and now all these people are going out there and voting Democrat. No, they're not. No, they're fucking not. If it was Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump again, Donald Trump would still win. If it was Donald Trump against Joe Biden again, Donald Trump would still win. If it was Donald Trump against Gavin Newsom, Donald Trump would still win. Critiquing your own party is normal, okay? Not being pleased with everything that your party does is also normal. It's just this brainwashing from your party that is getting pushed too far, and their content creators are running wild with it. And because you guys only get your news and your information from social media, you just assume that the Republican Party is crumbling, and we're not. You guys are never going to win another election if you continue to watch these extremists on social media push this harsh narrative. And I've actually been thinking about this a lot recently. I think that the Democrats were so shocked over losing the last election because so much of their information is coming from social media, where we allow individuals who are 13 years old to join this app. And of course, the loudest people who are going to be in the comment section of these videos are going to be 13 to 18-year-olds, maybe a little bit older than that. But anybody under 18 can't fucking vote. So it's going to provide this false sense of reality in your comments and in these videos when you have no name, no faced individuals who are leaving comments saying, go Kamala Harris, yes, Democrats, blue hearts all the way,
So yeah, if you're looking at the comments and thinking, oh my gosh, I see the majority of Democrats here, we're gonna win, Democrats are winning this, Democrats are gonna win in the future, it's a false sense of reality, because most of them are children who cannot vote. But again, I just understand that as somebody who voted MAGA this time around, Republican this time around, we're totally fine. We're A-okay. The Republicans are still here, but we won. We're just thinking of other avenues at this point because we don't allow politics to run our entire lives. We've talked about this. And I've also, again, all these people who are out there being like, where are the Republicans at? Republicans are falling apart. No, we're just tired. We're at work, bro, with our families, bro. Like, we're just living life. We're doing just fine.
A little short-term pain for some long-term gain.
I feel like I'm not that worried. Seems like Trump knows what he's doing.
I think he's got a plan bigger than what people see it as.
I do think it was part of the plan. He's not stupid, right? Like, he knows what he's doing. He's gotten to this point.
I think the United States needed some tightening. I think we're going to see something positive from these changes.
I think something had to happen eventually. Now it actually is. So I'm excited for the future.
Sounds like he knows what he's talking about. He is a businessman at the end of the day, so.
We knew he's not a politician. He's going to ruffle feathers. He's going to, bump elbows.
I think a lot of people didn't respect Biden, so hopefully Trump is laying down the law a little bit harder so that those other countries respect him more.
Our allies are our allies. I think they're actually going to support us and stick with us because we are probably, I believe we are the superpower of the world.
I never thought that I would see a day where I would be rooting for a university above Donald J. Trump and his administration. But I don't recognize his administration right now. I don't recognize what's happening. I have a theory. I do. We were kicking around some theories earlier, me and the team, and we were going, how could Trump be such a free speech enthusiast and allowing these things to happen? Going after college universities, trying to suppress speech, while pretending that you're not suppressing speech, while pretending that you're fighting DEI. It's so messy. It's so obvious. Everyone knows what you're doing. People who are still trying to grift, I suppose, are not willing to challenge you on this, which is ridiculous because when you are out of office, we are going to have to live with these consequences. Our children are going to have to grow up in this America. Okay. So when you threaten our speech, it's not worth it so that we can have pom-poms and go hurrah for a couple of years, then go, okay, well, yeah, now it kind of stinks because, we're getting arrested for wrongthink. We got David Friedman. Yeah, arrest him. Arrest Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens. Get them. I love it. Everyone can see what's happening left and right. Harvard received notice that they had to comply with the Trump administration's demands, okay, and essentially telling them how they would have to change things on campus. And they're again, the administration is trying to paint this as they're coming and fighting DEI on campus, and they're not doing that. I'm going to show you it so you can see it with your own eyes. On Monday, Harvard became the first university to openly defy the Trump administration as it demanded sweeping changes to limit activism on campus. Activism is like synonymous with campus, okay? The university frames the government's demands as a threat not only to the Ivy League school, but to the autonomy that the Supreme Court has long granted American universities. They said in a quote, "The university will not surrender its independence or relinquish its constitutional rights," as the university lawyers said on Monday. They continued, "Neither Harvard nor any other private university can allow itself to be taken over by the federal government." The federal government says it's freezing more than $2.2 billion in grants and $60 million in contracts to Harvard unless, essentially, we are going to hold your funding unless you comply with these demands. And I'm going to show you, because Harvard has released it, what they're asking them to do. First, I should tell you they've already complied with adopting the IRHA definition of anti-Semitism, which is ridiculous. But how you have to read this is everywhere, and Skylar, if you don't mind making that a little bigger for me, everywhere that you see the word anti-Semitism, you have to ask yourself what the definition, the new definition of anti-Semitism is, because now we're at critique of Israel, the foreign state, essentially. So as they frame it down there as the discontinuation of DEI, which would be a good thing, saying that we want people to be merit-based and to let go of DEI-based policies, that would be a great thing because that is how the nation should run. They are actually asking them to reform programs that have egregious records of anti-Semitism or other biases, telling them to look at specific programs. Scroll down, Skylar, because I want to get to them essentially just framing this as them needing to take a look at who they're even allowing to come to Harvard on foreign visas and whether or not they disagree with Israel's policies. Like you have to adopt new policies about student groups or clubs that forbid or endorse certain activities. They're talking about student groups that did not get violent, but are opposed to Israel's agenda, which is totally fair because this country is not Israel. It's not Israel. You are totally allowed to critique Israel. I mean, it's an absolute nonsense. It's telling them that these people need to be suspended, that they can't be allowed on campus. Again, making us think that Bibi Netanyahu must be the president of the United States and Trump has no idea what's going on. Here's a clue. If you want people who are feeling threatened on campus because of the response that people are having to feeling like their rights are being infringed upon, maybe don't infringe upon their rights to speech. This is not making it easier for their students on campus, I'm telling you, because this is making it seem like they get special consideration because these rules were not put into place to defend white people when BLM was going on, okay? These rules had never been put in place to defend anybody else. So we're talking about speech censorship. But on its face, it is speech censorship. Speech that you don't like or speech that makes you uncomfortable is not violent. You're not being hurt by speech or being challenged by ideas, okay? We got to get over snowflake culture. It's just ridiculous. I mean, we know there are people that are more loyal to the state of, you want to know how we know? Because this is even being written down. Because this is even being considered as a definition, a working definition of anti-Semitism. Whoever created this working definition is more loyal to the state of Israel than they are to America. Because in America, we believe in free speech. How about that?
I'm gonna need for all of my dumbass family because to stop calling talk about some. Well, what do you think about what Trump doing now? You see what Trump doing now? Listen, I got what I wanted out of my vote the very first week that Trump was in office, okay? I wanted women to get their rights back and for them to stop letting transgenders play in women's sports. And I wanted them to take all of the LGBTQIA, B, C, D, E, F, G out of the schools and to stop forcing it on children and get them nasty ass books out of the kids' schools. I got what I wanted out of my vote. I wanted all of those illegal immigrants that was here hurting American women to get deported. I got what I wanted. Stop asking me. I'm good. I'm back to living my life like you don't do. Because every single 4 years, y'all dumbasses let the richest black people in entertainment stand up and tell you that you can't do it and that you being held down. When their very existence is showing you that that's not true.
I wanted Trump. You wanted Trump? Yep. There was no way in hell I wanted her out there. But now I don't know what would have been better. What were you expecting? I was expecting the lower cost of a lot of just your everyday living things and hoping that he would make things better for everybody in America because that's what we need. Groceries are already outrageous. And then we put the tariffs on across the seas or whatever, like China, all that. It just makes everything more expensive for everybody.
Jamie Basinger is the only person we met in eastern South Dakota who openly questioned her own political views. Most people we talked to said it was risky to talk about politics here, even as the effects of Trump's tariffs loomed over the agricultural economy in an area that voted for him by about 70%. Generally, opinions were divided between trust Trump's plan and how can you still like this guy.
Wait, so Becky, let me ask one thing. Are you in a politically mixed marriage?
Yeah. Did you see the Joe Biden sign? Would you like to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah.
Becky Hofer was not afraid to talk. She's a Democrat, and her husband is a conservative non-voter. She's a freight broker. Basically, if a company needs to ship bricks, she'll find you a flatbed truck. If you need to ship meat, she'll get you a refrigerated truck.
Ooh, you need the truck tomorrow? Can you guys, fork a pallet jack into the back of the trailer for him to pallet jack him to the front?
This gives her a window into real-time shifts in the economy.
Everybody's nervous. People are making different decisions for different reasons, but, some of it's hesitation, some of it's actual price changes. Everybody just wants some stability right now.
And those shifts can be complex. She says China's retaliatory tariffs on American pork and beef could lead to higher prices on fruit.
Right now, it's produce season in California. We need to get out to California. What goes out to California? Meat. We haul pork. We haul beef. Where does it go? It goes to Asia. If it doesn't go, the price of produce is going to go up even that much more because they're going to have to pay more for the trucks.
You know, as we've talked about, you're in a really conservative area, very pro-Trump area. Like, do you feel frustrated in trying to talk to your neighbors about what's going on?
Yeah. You know, it's the biggest thing that frustrates me is that I just feel like nobody cares right now until it affects them. And I don't understand how they don't see that. They're not dumb. These people aren't dumb. And they're not unkind people and selfish people and thoughtless people. So I don't understand why they're okay with it.
Hofer introduced us to her neighbor Rod Olerud, who is feeding cattle and who, for now, is okay with it.
I just think we need to let the president do what he's doing, and we need to just see what's going to happen here and give him a little latitude so that, you know, if it doesn't work, then we're going to have to try something different.
Okay. So you're willing to let the president try some stuff to see?
Yes, to see if this works. Let's give the president a chance, and we'll just have to go from there. Looks like a little boy.
Tommy Baruth thinks we already give it a chance. He's a retired soybean farmer who saw what happened in 2018 when Trump put tariffs on China.
The export market just went right down the tube because these countries could buy them from other places cheaper. Brazil and other countries were the ones that benefited from that.
I read that it stayed that way, that now China buys a lot more from Brazil.
Exactly. And a lot of times those markets don't come back.
Price might
Doug Bjerke runs a lawn mowing business. He says Trump's plan will work out in the long term, even if some crop prices fall.
Yeah, the price might come down, but when them people start starving, they're going to come back to the table.
You mean in the other countries?
Yeah, we're a gracious nation feeding the world, and we shouldn't have to without getting something for it.
Rick Ekman says in the 3 days after the tariffs, cattle futures dropped below the point of break even for his farm.
We had him do this before.
Yeah, he really likes you.
Did you vote for Trump?
No. No, I did not.
Why not?
You want me to be truthful? I think to get to where he's at today, he's stepped on people and he's got no morals, I don't think. I don't like the man. I don't like him.
Why do you think so many of your neighbors do support him?
I don't know. I guess I don't see anything good about him.
Does it affect the way you think about America?
It scares me.
Terry Nevelsick, a lifelong Republican and retired school superintendent, was very careful in how he talked about the political climate. He's concerned that Trump's push to dissolve the Department of Education will cut public school funds for needy kids, potentially at a time of economic turmoil.
If poverty is happening to adults, children are hurting. And where adults sometimes just have to work through it and make sure there's food on the table. During that time, we have children and adolescents who are forming who they're going to be. And I do think that the public school is a collecting point for people to be able to reach those kids and make sure that they're fed and have medical attention and have their basic needs met.
Again and again, our conversations in this Midwestern nice town came back to character and values.
When Sheila and I raised our children, we taught them to be honest, not try to cheat anybody, to respect. Trump doesn't do any of those things.
Do you find a lot of farmers around here agree with you, or are they fans of Trump?
This is a very Republican state. I think it's too soon for them to say they're wrong.